So, Scott Goshorn with Rodeo Realty Beverly Hills, and I wanted to talk to my sellers or potentially sellers who are prepping a home for sale. Now, this house has a wonderful story. So when I took this listing over about a little over a year ago, it was sat on the market for over a year with some agents who never changed the pricing. So this house is a beautiful house and it went completely stale. There was nothing wrong with the house, so it was just overpriced. When something sits on the market and it's stale and there's no action on it and there's no reduction in pricing, people think there's something wrong with this house. There was nothing wrong with this house. It needed a little painting and some touch-ups, but the bones of this house and the inspections were amazing. I took the property over and had it on the market, and I had 5 offers on this property last year around February when we put it on, right? And I was like, this is awesome. And guess what happened? That's right, folks, COVID happened. 5 offers. Right when we were getting ready to accept, when we accepted an offer, COVID happened. I had 2 backup offers. Property is going to be a slam dunk sale. COVID happened. Everybody panicked, and I lost all of my offers. And I kept working. I was selling this, marketing it, and actually had a buyer that were in Germany. And it just didn't work out. It was just, you got to have boots on the ground, and it just didn't work out. So what we did is we released the property for a little while. So I'm going to show you some before pictures of what this property used to look like before we did the updating and the staging. So when we were deciding to take it back to the market, this property was first listed at like 2.7 with the other agents, and we were down. When I had it on the market, we were like I think it was like 2.4, 2.399. And that's where the action was going to be. But I told my clients, there's no inventory right now. The market is super hot. What we need to do is paint this property, make it nice, a decorative white paint, make it pop. They'll get it all uniform because there was different. They had like oranges and greens and reds, and it just looked like a hodgepodge of different colors. It was not uniform, and it wasn't staged. And I was like, we're gonna put some nice high-end furniture in here, great staging. In this house, we're gonna put it on for 2.5, and it's gonna sell. That was my game plan. And guess what? They did the work. They agreed. They listened to me. They trusted me. Got my team in here, updated, had great staging, painted the property throughout, a nice uniform white, and it's just a completely different look at this property. And as soon as I put my sign in the yard, guess what? I got a call, we opened escrow, full price ask, we're closing in 2 weeks. So that's the story of this property. And again, there's nothing wrong with the inspections, the house is beautiful, but people thought something was wrong with it because it wasn't priced well. So as a seller, especially in this market, you cannot underprice this market. Put the price lower if you want, you're gonna get 10 offers. Anything that's priced well in this market, no matter the price point, is getting 8 to 10 offers on it, and it's skyrocketing. It's actually gonna go higher than if you wanted to shoot for a higher price, because it's FOMO, fear of missing out. So you've got to price your property well. There's a lot of delusional sellers out there who think their property, because you're the number one buyer for your own property because you're currently living in it. You have that sentimental value. You've got to listen to an outside source because they're the sense of reality. They know what's going on in the market. And again, if you shoot too high, people are going to think something wrong and it's not going to sell. And there's no reason why a property shouldn't get multiple offers in this market if you price it properly. Second two is choosing the right agent. There's a lot of discount agents out there, but again, you get what you pay for. So you have to have a great agent that you trust for your sale, a trusted advisor. This is not a transaction. This is the most expensive property or the expensive asset probably you own in your life. So you got to trust somebody who's going to manage your bottom line. If somebody's already discounting their commission to you up front, how are they going to defend your price when you have it on the market? If they can't negotiate for themselves, how are they going to negotiate for you? So you've got to take that in consideration. And if you think 1% difference, like someone's going 5, or you have a discount 3% or 1% agent, 2% agent, you're going to get what you pay for, because there's negotiations and requests for repairs, the pricing, and fighting for that number in your bottom line. So you want someone who's going to get you the most money in the most reasonable amount of time, and that's not a discount agent. All right, so you selected your agent. You have, you've got the assets, you've got the game plan together. Some properties, a lot of times people are going to come in and do their own thing in the property. So if you've been living in your property a while and it's a little run down, that coat of paint could be helpful or could not. You need to talk to someone you trust to give you the advice, because a lot of times if you've been there 30 years and a painted coat might just not do it. So you might not need to do it. Someone's going to come in and do their own work anyway, so you can save yourself some time and money. But what is important is coming in. Like this house, I knew if I painted this property and got it all uniform with some staging, it's going to increase the value of this property, because it's going to just make it look night and day that it was, because it has great bones, but it just needs a fresh look. So for this instance, it worked out great. But in your house, when you're prepping your house for sale, you got to put, declutter. You got to work with somebody who's going to help you kind of just make sure things are, tight and clean. It's not messy. It doesn't have that cluttered feeling, cluttered house, cluttered mind. You want someone to come in and just kind of be able to visualize and not just see a bunch of crap everywhere. Speaking candidly. So you want to, focus on decluttering. All right, so the keys, selecting the right agents, you're going to entrust for your sale, getting the most amount of money, the most reasonable amount of time. Again, even though you might think this is an automatic market, you might want to try to do it yourself. This market is not, there's so much that goes into a transaction. So you want to hire a professional to come in, take it, price it well, market the crap out of it, get the most exposure possible, bring you multiple offers, drive up the price, and then hold that price firm and negotiate for you once you're in escrow, because the negotiation is not done. You have repairs and things like that. So another thing would be smart to do if you want is to know what you're getting yourself into with your house. If you're in a newer house and you've been living there and you understand what's going on, there's no issues, that's great. But if you're an older house, you might want to get a pre-inspection report to know what you're up against. You're not getting hit with a 40K sewer line that's cracked or the roof shot, things like that. So you want to be aware of what you're getting into. So in this market, it might be very good and smart and prudent to get a pre-inspection. So you pick the agent, get a pre-inspection, prep your house for sale, whatever that is. If it's staging, painting, nothing, you want to discuss with that. And you want to have a sound marketing plan. You want to have a great marketer that will sell your property and get you the most exposure. And you're off and running. But the most important is also pricing. Do not be delusional. You cannot underprice this market right now. You want to price the house. You want to price the house smartly. You want to drive that FOMO, fear of missing out, get those multiple offers, and sell the home. I'm Scott Goshorn with Rodeo Realty Beverly Hills, and I'll sell your home.